everyone, it's Yesenia Phoummarath with White Picket Realty, and I have Maggie Castillo, also known as Maggie the Daughter, team leader of Nova Era Realty Group with Realty of America. She's an influential woman commanding her presence, unshakable purpose, and she's rewriting the roles with every move. She is one of our leading ladies joining us at the HTX Realtor Revolution. Boss women, big deals, bold impact. Thank you, Maggie, for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor, and I cannot wait to be at this event.
Yes, yes, yes. So ultimately, this is going to be kind of like a little teaser for our audience on like who you are and what you be providing, where you are at now in life, so that they can come to the event and learn more of how you got to where you're at now, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
tell me a little bit about who you are, what you do, and what originally inspired you to be in this line of work.
So I'm Maggie the daughter. I started real estate with Maggie the mom. We started at the very same exact date. We went to school together, got licensed together, everything. And what inspired me to become a real estate professional was that I was at the corporate office and I just knew I had reached my ceiling, my peak. There was no more room for growth. I was the director of operations for an orthodontic practice. So my job was to go all across Texas and open up new offices. And I was extremely successful at that, extremely successful with mentoring my treatment planners on the success rates of case acceptance. And I needed more. I had an itch for more. My cup wasn't being filled. And I just knew that there was a bigger purpose for me. And my husband just planted a little seed in my head and he said, "What about real estate?" And I said, "Well, what about it?" And he said, "I think it's something you should look into." And I said, "I don't know, Jose. I just think it's very competitive." And he said, "But Maggie, you are extremely competitive. This is up your alley." And well, I said, "Well, I'll look into it." Well, I did. 2 days later, I looked into it. I called a sales counselor at Champion School of Real Estate. I had an interview, an orientation appointment. And I remember when I was sitting in front of the sales counselor, I said, "How much money am I going to need?" I said, "I'm going to quit my job. So how much money do I need?" She said, "Well, you just need $900 for the class." And I said, "No, lady, I want to know the full picture. Don't just
Yes.
paint it pretty for me. Don't paint it pretty for me because I'm quitting my job, my comfort, my safety blanket. So what is it? Am I going to need 2,000, 3,000? What?" She says, "Maggie, most people don't sell properties in a good 6 months." She says, "So be prepared for 6 months of no income coming in." And I said, "Oh, okay." Well, I only had $1,000 and I still did it. I quit and I said, "No, I'm not going to be that person that doesn't sell a property in 6 months. I'm going to nip it in the bud and I'm going to get it done." And I did. As soon as I came in, I got licensed. I already had two pre-approvals. And that same weekend, I took my buyers out home shopping, got under contract, and everything else from there has just been skyrocketing upwards.
That is crazy.
So
Yes.
bizarre.
Like
Yes.
you came in so freaking determined and you were already mentally set. Like, no, it's not going to take me 6 months. Like, I got this. So I love
Mhm.
it. Yeah.
It was
So, what
hard. It was so difficult. And people just, I got it. And yes, and I'm glad that a lot of us come in with that mindset, but go, holy goodness, whenever you're in it, you really get thrown those punches.
Yes. And there's no turning back at that point. Have to tread forward. You have to keep moving.
You have
Because
to.
then, yeah. Yeah. So, what has been a professional or personal accomplishment that you're just extremely proud of?
So many, but I think number one for sure is that I was able to retire my mom from the restaurant industry. I was able to retire my husband from the refineries, and I was able to retire my father as a construction worker. They are all now part of my organization, helping so many families every single day, every single week, every single month. And like you said, there's no turning back. This is our life. We can never go back to a 9 to 5. It's not a
I
part of us.
completely get it.
It's
Yeah,
just not there
definitely.
anymore.
So ultimately, this event is to empower other women. What would be a message or lesson that you wish more women would hear?
We are worthy. We can definitely do it. We can create life we can paint the life that we want for ourselves. And as we're going through our journey, it's not always going to be rainbows and butterflies. But if you have faith and you believe and you're disciplined and you're focused and you have a goal and you write down your goals and you have the right circle around you, there's just no way that we're going to fail.
I
Absolutely
love
none.
it. I love it. Yes. And and I mentioned it before with the other ladies I've interviewed for the panelist. Being in real estate is tough. And I personally, I'm biased, but being a woman in real estate is another whole level of toughness, right? And so being in the industry that you are and being a woman, a fierce woman that you are, what does women's realtor revolution mean to you?
You're absolutely right about that. Being a woman in real estate is very tough. And, we carry so much weight on our shoulders as far as, especially being a married woman in real estate, a mom in real estate, a team lead in real estate. We do have a lot of weight on our shoulders. I think at first, whenever I started real estate, I was like, I need to do it. I need to go to the listing appointment. I need to go show that buyer. I need to put up the sign, until I just had an aha moment. And I was like, no, I don't need to do everything. I need to grow my organization, because this is not a Maggie thing. This is about teaching others and lifting others up and building other leaders. So I think the revolution of real estate, through my eyes, is building other professionals up, building them up, but they have to want it. I cannot want it for them more than they want it for themselves.
Totally agree. Yes. That is definitely something that we're hoping that we could instill in not only the women that are planning to join us for this event, but have them understand and realize that really the sky's the limit. It's all about the people you surround yourself. It's setting the plan. It's having that mindset put in place to reach whatever goal it is that you have, in your own life. But yes, we thank you so much for being with us today, Maggie, or being with me today. For those that are watching, you don't want to miss more of hearing from Maggie the Daughter at our next event, the HTX Realtor Revolution event. Again, that's taking place June 3rd at the Real Estate Investment Center. Be sure to grab your tickets, bring your girlfriends, and just get ready for some real conversations, connections, and just come out confident, ready for how you're going to level yourself up. Thank you again. See you
I'm
guys
so excited
there.
to see everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Maggie. Bye-bye.